up, everybody, and welcome to another edition of On a Couch Talking Sports. As always, I am Robbie, joined by Kyle. Kyle, how are you tonight, buddy?
Not too bad, not too bad. A little hot, but that's okay. It's part of summer, so
Yes, the summer weather definitely has been hitting with a vengeance here over the last week or so, and so we're feeling the effects,
oh yeah,
already. And
and it's only day two.
right, I was about to say yesterday, yesterday was really the first day of summer, so I mean, it's definitely coming out strong right from the beginning. But I guess we're used to it to a certain extent. So,
Yeah.
um, so for tonight's episode, we've obviously been doing our sort of series on past teams, both sort of personal and professional and college and all that good stuff. And so tonight we're going to sort of take another sort of look back at a team from our high school days. Obviously, we did the 4 years of high school football, which was a really cool sort of series of shows to do. But tonight we want to take a look back at a team that really, was a lot of fun to watch, even though neither one of us were on it, and you'll understand why in a second. But this team was just so much fun to watch, and actually captured a state title in our senior year, and that was the 2007-2008 Wellesley High girls basketball team. That's right, the team that captured our hearts and also captured the program's first ever state title in school history. What was a tremendous accomplishment. And I guess, Kyle, we'll start there. Just sort of, when you think back to the fact that, again, first state title in girls basketball in school history, the fact that it happened our senior year, and just what sort of just general thoughts and feelings did you have when you sort of think back on, like I said, the 07-08 girls team capturing it all?
Well, I feel like just to kind of start, I feel like we were kind of going on a mini kind of like sports renaissance that year for winning all these tremendous tremendous games and everything, because I remember the boys hockey and girls hockey team respectively had gotten pretty far in their seasons in the past too. So
Yeah.
I feel like the girls basketball team at that point, they were kind of all in this they were pretty close together, winning lots of games, having really great seasons. And that particular girls team, you're right, was incredible. It was you're right, it was unheard of, at the time. So
Yeah, no, it definitely was. And I think the thing that was really cool about it was that, it's your school, it's your senior class that's sort of leading the way. So, I mean, a lot of the players and, stuff like that, to sort of see them, see what they did was pretty remarkable. I know if when you sort of look back through their tournament run, they were the number 4 seed in D2 South at that point. They've since moved up to D1, but back then they were still in D2. They were the number 4 seed. They beat Duxbury at home, which was a game that I went to. Whitman Hanson at home in a game that I saw the last quarter of. And then they actually went and upset the top seed, Bishop Feion, in the semifinals, the South Sectional semifinals, and then beat Walpole, who, that's sort of a big Bay State Conference rivalry there. Wellesley and Walpole in a lot of sports, especially, back then, girls basketball. And so they defeated them to win the South Sectional title. And that brings us to a game that actually, it was the one tournament game that year, or the one girls basketball game in general that year that Kyle and actually both went to. And that was the state semifinal game at TD Garden against Lincoln Sudbury. It was on a Tuesday night. And I remember, of all things that I remember it was the night before seminar day, because I remember they were talking about the win the next day in seminar day. But yeah, they play at TD Garden against Lincoln Sudbury, who, by the way, was the defending state champions for D2. So
Hmm.
definitely a tough foe there, and they came out with the 39-32 win. So Kyle, I want to sort of toss it to you. So like I said, that was the game that you and I both went to. Just sort of what was it like for you to sort of see your high school's basketball team playing in a state semifinal game at TD Garden, such a an iconic venue, and then to see them win it as well. Just sort of what were your thoughts and memories from that experience?
I mean, it was pretty wild. I remember we talked about before with the football team, like going on to some of the more famous college stadiums. Like we went to Northeastern, we went to BC, but just having the basketball team go all the way to TD, like a pro. That's like a pro level, venue there. So that was like unheard of at least for me at the time. Like I hadn't
Yeah.
really. I don't think we didn't really go to a lot of games where any of the high school really played at that venue. Nowadays you see it more because of we went to more to like the Bean Pot more recently, and
Well,
um,
we've been actually, not to get too far into it, but we've actually been. I know you and I have been to one Wellesley High boys basketball game at TD Garden when they played that like in season event there. They played against St. John's Prep that one time, and we went.
oh yeah, that was like a few years back, right?
Yeah, that was like 2013, 2014, somewhere around there. I think it was like 2014, 2015.
Right,
But
right.
whatever. You know what? It was 2014. It was 2014, yeah.
Okay, so we were like well out of college by then, but
Oh, yeah.
no, it was cool, especially being the first the first team, the first game we have ever seen, go that far, go that far. And like it was really a sight to behold. And I remember I was a little nervous. I was like, oh, this is like a huge game. I kind of realized that. And unfortunately, I wasn't able to. I'm sure you'll talk about it more next. I wasn't able to attend their final game, that they won the state champions in. But it was, this game was really, it was huge. It was such a big deal. And um, I actually remembered one of the players. I think her name was Chelsea.
Yeah. Yep.
She and I were in TV video class that year, and she'd always come back, and she always seemed like really hyped and everything, and really pumped up. And it was cool, kind of like seeing it from her perspective too. Like she was telling me about like how the season was going and everything. So I thought that was pretty cool. It was just nice seeing her and her team just kind of go all the way with that. So
Yeah, no, definitely. That was just such a great game and such a great experience. I remember, Kyle and I took the T in, and there were some fellow Wellesley High students on the T ride in as well, and even on the
yeah,
T ride out, we were all very excited for the game. And yeah, it's funny because I don't really remember, that many like plays specifically. I just
yeah,
remember sort of like the crowd stuff more. Like we had a pretty big crowd, and they had a pretty big crowd. And then we had these like two guys who just wandered into our student section, who I don't even know if they were. I think they were just random high school kids from like neither school, and they were just kind of like talking crap to us, and they ended up getting kicked out, and so that was kind of interesting.
I
But
completely
yeah,
forgot about
just
that.
but just to like I said, just to be there, just to sort of see your high school team, especially like when they're players from your grade, and like you're still a student. It was pretty awesome. It was
Yeah,
a really cool experience, and yeah, like Kyle was saying, I got to go that like following Saturday to the state championship game. Was in Worcester, at the DCU Center, and the girls played Millbury, and they ended up winning by 21 points.
wow.
They started off strong and just sort of didn't look back. And the one thing I remember from that game is, first of all, definitely being around friends and stuff like that, and like celebrating together, and seeing them. But one thing I will remember is that there was this girl, Blake Dietrich, who actually would go. She was only a freshman that year, but she would like go on to like play Division I college basketball. She was like really good even as a freshman. and the end of the third quarter, I remember she hit a half court buzzer beater to end the third quarter, and we were all just like going crazy, and we started chanting, she's a freshman, and like and all that. And so it was pretty. And then just like toward the end of the game, just to sort of know we were going to win, and to see the team celebrating. And actually, it's funny, sort of a side note, and kind of the last couple episodes we're talking about our CYO coaching experience as well. I was coaching CYO that particular season for my sister's team, and that same night that the girls won, we had our end of the season banquet. I remember at the high school, the old high school cafeteria, and we so we get there and we're having dinner and stuff like that, and all of a sudden the girls team, and like they had just gotten back to the school, and so they brought them in, and actually like everybody gave them a standing ovation and stuff like that, because a lot of people had been at the game, and we're very excited for them. I know their head coach, whose voice was like really hoarse at that point from just from the game, gave a little just gave a nice little thank you speech, just to everybody for the support and stuff like that. So I thought that was really cool. But yeah, I mean, it was again a lot of fun to be out of state, because it was my first time ever. Well, actually, technically, it was my first time ever, because I had been to a football Super Bowl back in like '99 when the last time like Wellesley made it. But
won the state.
Yeah, but this was my first time like really like, first of all, I was a high school student, but second of all, like that I could really vividly remember being at a state championship game, and just like to have us win it and stuff like that was just really, really exciting. And definitely, just even at this day, like when you see old classmates or players on the team, it definitely is something that's always brought up, is that state, the first and only currently state title for girls basketball. So I mean, that was just a really really, really cool experience, and I was really happy that I got to, because I'll be honest, like during the regular season, like I didn't really attend many of their regular season games, but I kind of,
that's okay.
I really started going to their games like when they got into the tournament. Like I said, I went to the first round game, and then saw a little bit of the second round game, and obviously the Garden and the state finals. And so but so that was, just like I said, to just be a part of all of that was really, really special. And I'm just very happy for them, and they'll always have that banner to sort of look back on fondly. But yeah, Kyle, any other thoughts or any sort of other memories from that team, or any other? I know you talked about Chelsea. Any other players that you that you want to mention or anything like that as we sort of wrap up this segment?
I feel bad saying this. I forgot who else was on the team, unfortunately. I didn't have any major memories other than that, I think, but it was just cool. No, it was just overall cool to see to see one of our teams go all the way. It was really great, and I congratulate them for just working hard and just having a fantastic season. So yeah,
definitely. I mean, it's just big time. Even 12 years later, it's still something that, and I still have like the DVD like of the game, because the Wellesley media, or the Wellesley channel at that time, was obviously there recording it. So I have like a DVD from that game, and so to be able to like sort of go back and watch and remember is something that's always really cool to sort of reminisce. But yeah, obviously,
that's really nice that they gave you those DVDs. Like when you worked at the station there.
Yeah, well, those ones I actually ordered before I even started volunteering at the station. Like those,
Oh, cool.
I got those back when I was still in high school.
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
it's sort of right after those seasons. You know, I wanted some mementos, so I ordered some copies, which was nice.
Nice.
But yeah, so we're gonna sort of transition on here. You know, to sort of our end portion, our end segments here. And again, you know, obviously, I know it's been 12 years, but we still, you know, congratulate the girls on that tremendous accomplishment. Period on the story. So I'm actually going to toss it over to Kyle now for another rousing edition of the Sue's Reviews. So, Kyle, why don't you take it away for us this week?
So this time for the Sue's, I wanted to kind of switch up a little bit. Instead of a review, I figured I'll do a shameless plug. I figured, you know, since you did it for your other channel last time, I'll do it for my other channel this time.
Okay.
And I wanted to mention a project I was working on.
Yeah.
So for the other channel, my other channel is called the Sue's 18, and I've been working on a it's a mainly a channel of like fan videos and trailers and stuff like fan movie trailers and all that stuff. It gets very nerdy, but if you're into the Christopher Reeve Superman series, I just released a 10-minute kind of short film slash trailer on having Superman meet Supergirl. That's always been one of my kind of like nerd wish is that like you know that Christopher Reeve Superman could have met Helen Slater's Supergirl back in the 80s, but that never really happened. So that's why I've been doing this project for a little while. So if you guys really like Superman, I would love it if you guys would watch it. I had a lot of fun making those, and I'm always up for constructive criticism as well. So if there's anything you guys see and would like any to give me any feedback on, whether it's like positive or anything I need to change, or maybe that would be a little different, then I'm open to that too. So yeah. So if you're bored and you want to watch an old school Superman related video, then tune into Sue's 18. I'm gonna also release more kind of like clips and stuff from that short film I did. So yeah, it was just what happens when I've been getting really bored lately. Not really kind of being furloughed from work, so there's a lot of stuff that a lot of free time I have. So that's what happened as a result. So
There you go. But hey, I mean, but listen, in all seriousness, folks, give Kyle's other channel a watch. I know he's been putting out a lot of good content on that. I mean, obviously, this man is I'm not just saying that because I'm your friend, but this man is a master editor. I mean, he is the one that brings together this show. If you didn't know so already, Kyle is the one that brings together this show in sort of all forms that we've been recording in over the years, and really makes it what it is. I mean, he does a tremendous job. I mean, we would not be where we are without obviously his great co-hosting abilities, but also his great editing abilities. And so I definitely encourage you to go to his other channel to watch his videos, and if you do criticize him, I will come to your house and I will fight you. I don't care, even though probably 90% of you would probably knock me out, but whatever.
Thanks, dude. Appreciate it.
No, I'm serious. Like you do a great job with this show, and you do a great job with that. So people should definitely give you a watch, and accept those internet trolls. People who have nothing else better to do with their lives. But yeah, so good job, Kyle. Keep pushing ahead with that, and we look forward to seeing all your finished products here down the road. So
thank you.
Good shameless plug. All right, so for my final thought, actually, this has been a very exciting day, or at least cautiously exciting, because this is not a shameless plug, but this is actually the news today that Major League Baseball players have agreed to the owners to MLB sort of season restart. And so basically, it was just announced that they have agreed to a 60-game season and to restart spring training, 2.0 in their home ballparks come July 1st. So again, nothing is definite until the players actually step foot out on the field and all of that. But I am very cautiously excited about the prospect of baseball, which looked dead in the water, even just like a week ago, actually coming back and being being part of the sports landscape again with actual live games. So again, fingers crossed that it actually keeps going, sort of keeps up, and they are able to get back to business. And the other thing, and this is kind of a shameless plug, is that obviously, as you know, myself and our pal Doug have a sports podcast show that we do called the Sports Blitz, which Kyle was actually a guest on.
Which is incredible, by the way, so definitely check it out.
Thank you. But we're actually really excited. We are filming an episode tomorrow night, Wednesday night, and we are actually going to have a very special guest, with sort of the biggest guest that we've had in the time in either of these two shows, the Sports Blitz or On a Couch Talking Sports. I'm not going to say who it is yet. I'm going to kind of leave you on a little bit of suspense, but definitely check it out. It'll be on my Facebook page. It'll be on my YouTube channel at Roberton390. That's Robert with an IN 390. You should definitely check it out because we're really, really excited about this. And I know Kyle knows who it is, so I know Kyle can attest that this should be very exciting installment of the Sports Blitz. So I'm really.
It's actually Henry Cavill. He's going to talk about his next Superman movie that he might make or not, but no.
Yeah, because Doug and I totally know Christian Bale. Just nobody knows that. Whatever.
Henry Cavill. It's okay.
What?
I said Henry Cavill.
Oh, oops. Yeah, I think you kind of went out in and out there, so I heard one thing.
I totally did, yeah.
And you said another. So Christian Bale, Henry Cavill, we don't know either of those two people.
It's actually going to be both of them. They're both going to end up on the show now.
Both of them as one. But no, in all seriousness, keep an eye out for that. We're very excited about it, so we hope you will be too.
Definitely check it out because they Doug and Robbie have like such great chemistry on that show. So just seeing them, like just being on that show with them was such a real treat. I really loved hanging out with you guys then, and I think it's gonna be. I think your next episode is gonna be really great. I'll be tuning in myself, so definitely.
Well, we loved having you, and thank you. We will. I'm really excited about this. So. That's going to wrap up this edition of On the Couch Talking Sports. As always, thank you everybody for tuning in. As always, stay safe, stay healthy, and until next time, we will see you next time here on A Couch Talking Sports. Bye, everybody.